Jessore, Higher Mathematics 2017, question number 1. We're given the function of x is 4x plus 3 over 2x plus 5. And for the first part, we've got to find the domain of the function of x. Now, in the solution, the function of x is defined on R except when 2x plus 5 is equal to 0. And that's because we cannot have in a fraction the denominator being 0. So if 2x plus 5 is 0, it means 2x is equal to minus 5 or x is equal to minus 2.5. So the domain is the real numbers excluding the number 2.5. In part B, we've got to show that the function of x is a one-to-one function. A one-to-one function is a function for which every element of the range of the function corresponds to exactly one element of the domain. To show that a function is one-to-one, we assume that function of x is equal to function of y, and we see if we can prove that x is equal to y. So, if function of x equals function of y, then 4x plus 3 over 2x plus 5 equals 4y plus 3 over 2y plus 5. If we cross multiply, we have 4x plus 3 times 2y plus 5 equals 4y plus 3 times 2x plus 5. We can expand those brackets out as 8xy plus 20x plus 6y plus 15 equals 8xy plus 20y plus 6x plus 15. Now quite a lot cancels. The 8xy appears on both sides, so that can cancel. 15 appears on both sides, so that can also cancel. Now we can subtract 6x from both sides, and we could subtract 6y from both sides. That leaves us with 14x equals 14y. In other words, x equals y. So the function is one-to-one. Now in part C, we're given if the inverse function of minus 2 is equal to p times the inverse function of minus 3, find the value of p. To solve this, we need to first find out what is the inverse function of x. To do that, we let y equal the function of x. So y equals 4x plus 3 over 2x plus 5. We now make x the subject of the formula. To do that, we'll have to multiply both sides by 2x plus 5. So y into 2x plus 5 equals 4x plus 3. Expand the bracket, 2xy plus 5y equals 4x plus 3. Subtract 4x from both sides and subtract 5y from both sides. That gives you 2xy minus 4x equals 3 minus 5y. Now on the left-hand side, we can factorize it, taking the x out as a common term. So x into 2y minus 4 equals 3 minus 5y, and divide both sides by 2y minus 4, so x equals 3 minus 5y all over 2y minus 4. So if we now interchange y back as x, we get the inverse function of x is 3 minus 5x over 2x minus 4. Now we can use the formula that we were given. The inverse function of minus 2 is equal to p times the inverse function of minus 3. Just substitute in minus 2 on the left-hand side and minus 3 on the right-hand side. We end up with 3 minus 5 times minus 2 all over 2 times minus 2 minus 4 is equal to p times 3 minus 5 times minus 3 over 2 times minus 3 minus 4. Now that simplifies down to 13 over minus 8 equals p times 18 over minus 10. If we multiply across, we'll have minus 130 equals minus 144p. And now if we divide by minus 144, we'll end up with p is equal to 130 over 144, which cancels to 65 over 72. And so the answer is p equals 65 over 72.